All right, welcome to Scribbler's Rest. We're going to try not to laugh too much as we start here, but...
Good luck.
Yeah, I know. Okay. I'm William Tucker. I write Pathfinder and 5e adventures for Total Party Kill Games. I did a few adventures for the Hackmaster gaming system. With Scribbler's Rest here, we do some cross-promotion. Today's game is Pathfinder. We're continuing the Woeful Waves Book 2 on our YouTube channel. And of course, you'll hear these episodes later on in audio format if you so desire. I'm going to let the people around the table introduce themselves. Speak up wherever you want. Unless I point at you, then you have to repeat the alphabet in backwards order. So...
I am not doing the alphabet.
Okay.
I'm Miriam Medina. I am one half of Genki Gas Studios. We do animation, illustration, comic art, spray paint, honestly anything that we can get our hands dirty in. And I'm playing Taiga Shri, Halfling Bard.
I am Dee Jay Smith. I am the other half of Genki Gas Studios. We actually have a website that's functioning properly, so you can actually hit us up on GenkiGasStudios.com.
Oh, yeah.
Like she said, anything messy we can get our hands on, we will do. Today I am playing Korin, an angry human barbarian. That all my characters are angry for some reason, so.
Angry at civilization.
Hey, I'm Mark Viola. I'm a voice actor and stand-up comedian. This is my first time getting to play with these guys. I'm very excited about it. And I will be playing Worthington Penriddle IV, swashbuckler extraordinaire.
Yes, I am Larry Heydorn. I write under the name of L.J. Heydorn, Age of the Fallen series. Also, one of the regulars on this show, as well as my own YouTube channel under Larry Heydorn. Today, I will be playing Father Freddie Love, cleric of Caden Killian.
Mark found out that you're allowed 3 syllables per character level, and he's playing a level 4, so... To update everybody...
What's the point of swashbuckling if you can't have a swashbuckling name?
Exactly.
Hi, I'm a swashbuckler. I'm playing the character Jim. Jim the orphan. All you need to know about him, dead parents, and his name's Jim.
All right.
And I like swords.
Yeah. He doesn't even really like them. They just work for him, you know? Sort of like a guy who wears hats.
Oh, God.
Doesn't like hats. Just looks good in a hat.
We don't see any clubbing swashbucklers, though. Use a baseball
Finesse
bat.
club.
No. There we go. Okay.
I'd like to finesse this stick. You're already thinking it as dirty. I literally just meant a stick, but we'll get there. Give him more than 3 minutes. We'll get there.
College flashbacks.
That is the love shaft. You gotta.
Love shaft.
That's my love
baby.
shaft.
Love shaft, baby.
Okay. To update everybody, there was an aftermath to the amount of violence that was happening at the Dockers hideout that our group liberated and
A lot of khakis also.
Yeah, got rid of some basically the thieves syndicate there. Unfortunately, the Wereshark leader was able to escape.
Where?
Let's see. Yep. Where did the shark go? Okay. As you guys were going through the second warehouse, Larkus, the lizard man that you liberated, and his crew, they sniffed the air, they opened a door on the second floor, and then they pulled out 2 frog-like bipedal creatures and just started beating the hell out of them. They're known as Bulgards, these frog-like beings, and the gist that you got from the language is these 2 tribes are fighting over certain areas within the nearby swamp located to the northeast. And what you're getting from Larkus is the frogmen has been cooperating with this third group to try to eliminate the lizardmen altogether. The lizard folk were the ones that approached society and the little pirate operation going on to get more metallic weapons to fight their little war in the swamp. So, but you just saw them beat the holy hell out of these two frogmen. And you're like, okay.
I've heard of this cultural event. You grab a stick and you just keep beating them until the stuffing falls out.
Or they're not fighting each other to find out which tastes more like chicken. You know that much. Okay.
Yeah. The answer's obvious. It's Jim.
It's damn Jim.
Jim the orphan tastes the most like chicken.
But if, with your permission, they would like to take the frog humanoids with them before they leave.
Really didn't have any
Your beef, your
special,
choice.
special plans. I mean, I don't think we had frog legs on the menu for tonight.
We can.
We can't.
Good. I mean, I never had frog legs with this
But-
size before.
But Larkus, with his little pseudo-dragon perched on his shoulder, he addresses the party and he says, "We owe you a favor. We owe you a favor. Seek us in the swamp if you need our help, warm bloods." And then they all dive into the canal and swim away from Loam's End. You also discover, as you're going through the two warehouses, that there was that the hobgoblin warrior that you fought on the top floor of the second warehouse, he's disappeared. If you want to do like a little survival check on that, if anybody's got survival for
I do.
tracking.
I will
useless.
attempt to
I have hold on,
Ask-
3.
Caden's blessing upon me and guidance and survival my butt off.
19.
You got 19? Okay.
Well, I should have been
Yeah, I got
blessing upon you instead. I think I didn't realize anybody else was doing it.
He's a barbarian, so he would, yeah.
He got higher than
You were able to tell, it looks like, because you thought you left this guy for dead. You're the one that, cleaved his armor and everything, but it looks like the blood flow slowed and stopped. He limped out onto the bridge, and then it looks like he dived off the bridge between the two buildings right into the canal.
Everything ended up in the water.
All right. Okay.
Phil.
Yeah.
I'll share this info, yeah.
But you got a good amount of gold as you were searching through the two warehouses and everything, and I already told you the amount of gold that you got. But the most of the gold you got was from the sale of this one portrait, and the one portrait was very well painted. You know, it was from a dwarven painter by the name of Fizz Wrath Knuckleforge. Dwarven names, gotta love them. Okay,
Yeah.
and
I got
it
3 or
was
4
it was a
Knuckleforges back at the
it was a
house.
lovely
Yeah.
mural.
His son is second Knuckle Forge.
It was a lovely mural. It showed 5 or 6 figures on it. In the middle of it, you saw 2 elves like cheerleading this one human that was beating this younger human up with a very phallic-like club. And in the back there, standing right there, dressed in like an overcoat with like a half a human female strapped to his back. He's got a beverage in his hand. You don't know, probably it's that wild beverage called coffee, and he's just looking at the whole scene like this.
And which one of those was Jim the orphan? Was he the one getting beaten by the balance club? Or?
Sure, we'll have it look like that. Yeah, let's go ahead. But for people that want to know that scene, go ahead and visit our Shadowrun storyline.
Please don't.
Oh, excuse me, it's a magical +1 dildo that I was using
Yeah,
with
right.
him.
You don't know how close to accurate that is.
You think I didn't watch your Shadowrun storyline?
Yeah.
GM, how long does it take to enchant a +1 dildo? Is that
Plus one?
what's the approximate gold cost?
About a day.
A day?
2 days without the looks. But yeah.
Okay. Approximate gold cost for components? Because asking for a friend.
It's about 2,000.
Now you
it's about
wouldn't
2,000
think
gold.
it, but the plus one, the dildo +1 is not a bludgeoning weapon; it's a piercing weapon.
Oh my
Well, one
god.
would assume.
Oh.
That's only if you have proficiency with it. If you're not proficient with it, it becomes a bludgeoning weapon. Hi, I'm Mark, new to the game. Glad to be here.
New, but
Seems
welcome.
to be a good fit.
Yeah. Oh yeah. All right. The one thing that it had occurred in the few days after the event. Oh, by the way, the warehouse, the guards and everybody give you a knowing look and say, "Go ahead and set up shop." Lord Bosk is with this. You kind of eliminated a problem he's been having a long. He's wanted to take care of, but just didn't have the manpower. So he's thankful that you stepped in. So as a reward, you got a base of operations too. What happened in the 3 days since that event is Michael Pinebrook and the Tefling were walking near the docks, and Michael Pinebrook just kind of like went rigid as he was walking there, and just his eyes started to turn light blue, and he started to drool, and just he almost like felt comatose, and you just hear him muttering, my lord," and the doctor was luckily Abbot Franler wasn't too far away, and Abbot Franler's the priest of the sea god that's given you a couple missions, was there, and they took him in. But they kind of think that Michael Pinebrook saw a vision of his god somehow right there. So he's been kind of incapacitated for the last couple days.
Oh,
Am I the only one who has the image of the last scene from the movie Gandhi in his head?
Not quite.
My God.
I'll send you on to your gods. Wait. You can beat him. No.
But Abbot Franler says he will meet you at the Lampley's Lament. He's got an issue for you to look into, and he's bringing with him a guide to the land. So if you got any like last little preps things or anything you want to discuss?
Now, I know I'm going out on a limb here,
Wait.
but looking at this warehouse, I was thinking of transforming it into someplace miraculous. And I even have a name for it. I want to call it the Love Shack.
Oh my God.
We can have booze.
So, a place we can get together.
Exactly. I mean,
Oh my
where
God.
else can you heal the soul and
Yeah.
meet the needs of the body too?
Oh yeah, Father Love was back in town.
Bring your
Yeah.
jukebox coppers.
But you two go ahead, give me a perception check as he was coming back in town, though. He came back in town about a day and a half ago. Oh, you're doing good. See a 17 right there.
Perception.
19.
You and the electronic dice.
Do I add what I have here as well?
Yeah, you add your
Yes.
perception. It's going.
17 plus 12 is. Hold on.
29.
Well, I know it's over 20.
Do you have...
Let's just call it a 56.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
It's a 56.
29?
29? Okay. Between the both of you, but you especially, you see him as he came back in, because when you walked right into the bar at the Lamprey Lament, you see him just set a small cask right on the bar, and he's smiling ear from ear. He's got purple lipstick on his right cheek and everything, and the half-orc bartender's just giving him just a good look. Like, it's basically, you know, thank you for doing that.
And I point, oh yeah, I tapped that.
You don't know how long I've been wanting this job done. So thankfully you stepped up.
Caden sends it to me to all the places that need help.
Yeah. Well, this is the royal jelly, and basically she's been waiting to make some mead from there. So,
okay.
yeah.
Drink forth from thy tap.
Okay. But it's about 9 a.m. this morning. Abbot Franler walks in. There's a figure following him, half elf. Mark, if you want to go ahead and describe your character.
Walking in, you see a tallish half elf with wavy brown hair, fairly lithe, wearing a long blue duster jacket and a very proper-looking yellow vest buttoned up the middle, though it's threadbare and has seen better days. Hanging off of his back is a buckler, and at either side a rapier. And he strides up, knee-high boots, and presents himself before you.
All right.
They
Abbot,
just stand there?
No. He grabs the abbot by the face and pushes him out of the way.
Normally,
roll initiative.
Normally, I wait till later in the first stage before we get into that kind of play.
Yeah. No, he bowling ball grips the abbot by the face and goes, "You don't tell them anything." Or he allows the GM to continue. Either way. Like I said, first time playing with you guys, not sure how we proceed.
Kill the quest giver.
just stabs the quest giver in the back of the neck, just runs him through.
Just shake him.
They're usually very high level anyway. We'll get the XP right here. All right.
Hey, we loot him.
I would like to loot the body. He's still alive. Doesn't mean I don't want to loot the body.
Right in front of the bartender, too.
Oh my god.
I'd
And all the
also like to
staff.
loot the bartender.
Right. All right. The basically, Abbot Franler says he's done some research. When you came back from the tower, he and you said the name Cedrith. He indicated that he was going to do some research because that's a name that has some weight in the as far as the Go-Rays doctrine local, and Go-Rays is the sea god.
Oh Jesus.
And with you guys encountering that face in the animated blanket, he basically, Abbot Franler says, clearly Cedrith found a way to prolong his life, or is possibly undead. He followed the more violent doctrines of Go-Rays. And there's a reason why our church is no longer at the sea. It's kind of based on this event right here.
Damn.
Back about nearly 2 centuries ago, we had an abbot Lenair and Cedrith. They both represented like two polar opposite branches of Go-Rays. Lenair believed in like the giving of life from the sea and everything. Meanwhile, Cedrith believed in the more violent side of the sea and what destruction it could handle and everything. You know, we had one guy who believed in the fish, the other guy believed in capsizing. Basically, between both of that, and the congregation was actually split. Cedrith was a very charismatic fellow. Well, one day, while Lenair and the remaining members of the congregation, because Cedrith took his flock, if you will, and left, the remaining members, they were having a festival during the highest tide of the year at the sea cavern where they used to have the church, right along the sea's shore.
They were given to the sea.
Yep. And that's when during the highest tide, and many of the followers of Go-Rays is given the ability to breathe water, and so they were celebrating in the water-filled sea cave. Well, Cedrith had some due to his wizardly powers and everything, turned the water into acid.
Oh.
And
Damn.
that took care of that end of the
That
congregation.
really ate a little nair.
Yeah.
Oh,
So,
That's not cool.
and that incident happened about nearly 2 centuries ago. Now, with Cedrith being back on the scene, we know he's at the tower, and you did an impact on that tower. Did you guys clear that?
oh, I think they said something about you guys were doing something over there, but you came back.
Yeah, we ended up coming back.
Yeah, I don't think we finished. I'm not sure we finished what we were supposed to do.
But
No.
I think this.
no.
but I've gotten visions,
I get
and
those
in
from
the
time to time.
future, I do see you guys you're gonna have to fight in the water, submerged, and we're talking deep. And I don't have enough items or potions or anything to to provide for this environment. But perhaps in the sea cavern there might be, and it's a dual purpose. You get to find out what's going on there, if anything. Now, probably the sea cavern has been changed over the last 2 centuries. I mean, probably there's
Things
been
tend to do
probably
over
some
centuries.
architectural changes. But I want you guys, if you could go ahead and check it out. I happen to bring a guide with me. He points his thumb at the new edition.
And there's no one standing there.
Yeah.